Greetings everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Joseph James. Welcome to our live stream recap. It's February 16th, 2011. Happy Wednesday to you guys. Now, Wacky Wednesday, again, excuse the voice. I know the voice is gone. I'm well aware of that. I feel great, but of course got run over by that flu last week, and my voice is the last one to come back here. So if you can get past the voice, I swear I'm not dying over here, guys. But again, as you can hear, my voice is, this will be the last video I do for a couple days here. So, Wacky Wednesday today. Today was the Wednesday before OPEX, right? OPEX Friday. Traders start planning for OPEX on Wednesday, right? Wacky Wednesday is classified by unexpected volume in one direction or the other. And we saw that all over the place today. Getting ready for a trade on gold, we see big buyers get us in, big sellers come in and stop us out, right? That's pretty much how Wacky Wednesday goes. Now, normally, Wacky Wednesdays, we have really good Wacky Wednesdays. If you look back at our track record, we'll look at that in a moment. Our track record confirms most Wacky Wednesdays are the biggest day of the week for us. So we're not used to seeing a Wacky Wednesday like this. But this was not just some ordinary Wacky Wednesday. We had, of course, like most Wednesdays, we had crude inventories today, which meant we're watching crude. We're aware that crude oil will have a very difficult personality before and then after the news it changes. So we knew we may have a really hard time on crude this morning before 10:30. So we knew that going into the thing, right? We knew that well before we started today. But the big thing is that this Wednesday, right, this week in general, is a real strange week. Now, we talk about the first quarter. The first quarter is a really, the first quarter is the most difficult time of the year to trade, bottom line. The beginning of the year is always pretty easy. But as we start getting into the end of February, into March, the end of the first quarter becomes more challenging. Just be aware of that. Now, we can still trade it, but I've got to be aware of this so that when I see things like today, right, I know better than to blindly, right, just hit the buy button and go into the market. So Wacky Wednesday, 10:30 news, so we knew we had to be watching crude carefully. But the big thing is, this is the first long weekend of the new year. So now put yourself, right, well, in my shoes. You're working hard 12 hours a day, you're working for your clients, you're padding your numbers, you're trading you're trading in your sleep. You're working 24/7 the first 60 days of the year. Now, you've got a holiday weekend. And then what is it? It's OPEX week. So a long holiday weekend, and of course, OPEX on Friday, which means Friday, Thursday, and Wacky Wednesday, right? The Wednesday before the Friday. Guys, we knew not only were most traders going to be hitting the exits, right? If I'm a professional trader, guys, I have a long weekend coming up. It's OPEX, and it's the first kind of break we get of the new year, right? This has low volume written all over it, right? We were expecting a rough day today, and that's exactly what we got. Now on gold, right, we had a sideways market, but sideways markets are really easy. We just got to have some volume, and that was what the problem was today. Not much volume in the market. So sideways markets on gold, we bought the lows of the two-step, right? We then came back down and pushed new lows. Now, when I see a push new low, I'm not going to sell the lows, guys. I see far too many traders selling the lows, right? That's how you get your head taken off.